So I want to now talk about another young quarterback in the NFC North. We just talked about Justin Fields. I want to transition to Jordan Love, who is a quarterback for the Green Bay Packers. He was drafted in the 2020 NFL Draft. He was traded up for by the Green Bay Packers in the first round with the 26th overall pick. And Jordan Love was taken behind quarterbacks that were named Joe Burrow, Tua Tagovailoa, and Justin Herbert. He was the fourth quarterback taken in his draft. Now, Jordan Love started 3 years at Utah State. And a lot of people actually, in my opinion, don't really know a whole lot about Jordan Love. And quite frankly, I don't know a whole lot about Jordan Love either, just because I haven't seen him play in a single regular season game. Like, we saw his first preseason game versus the Houston Texans where he played really well, but the bottom line is that's preseason. We don't know much about Jordan Love. So today, I wanted to talk about how I felt about Jordan Love coming out of college once again. And I wanted to talk about what his ceiling is. How good can Jordan Love become as an NFL quarterback? But based on what I've seen and what I watched, based on Jordan Love's tape at Utah State, and based on his first preseason game, I believe Jordan Love has a chance to be a well above average franchise quarterback in the NFL. Okay, I truly do believe that, okay? I even said that before he was drafted. I felt that Jordan Love was potentially worth a top 10 pick if you were going to develop him properly and play to his strength. I think that Jordan Love legitimately has a real live NFL arm. Like, he doesn't quite have a cannon for an arm, but the arm strength is definitely there. It's alive. It's real. It might be his best quality overall. Like, he has the legitimate arm strength to push the ball into tight windows, to make big plays down the field. Off platform, you see some really good throws from him at times based on his tape back at Utah State. And he's a pretty accurate passer when given time to throw, Now, I will say his ball placement and his ability to read defenses are two things that he will need to work on. Like, his ball placement at times wasn't all that great. He at times made life a little bit harder for his wide receivers where, on certain passes, the ball was maybe behind a wide receiver, maybe too far out in front. His ball placement and accuracy could get a little bit better. And I want to see him, scan the field a little bit better. That's one area that I think that he needs to really grow and develop in, because we saw at times at Utah State, he made some very poor decisions and really just had poor judgment at times as a quarterback. Some bag-breaking mistakes and some bad throws where if you make some of those throws in the NFL, you're not going to get away with those things, okay? They will make you pay, okay? Because Patrick Peterson, Tyrann Mathieu, Richard Sherman, those guys, they're going to catch those passes and they're going to telegraph those things, okay? And the thing is, once you change the picture on Jordan Love, like if you throw a couple of different looks at him, at times he looked rattled, So here's the thing. I think Jordan Love is in a really good situation to where he's sitting behind Aaron Rodgers, he's learning and developing and getting better. And once you really play to his strengths and hone his skills, I think he can become a good NFL quarterback. I really do. Now, here's the thing. We also have to take into account that Jordan Love, the guy played at Utah State. He didn't play at Ohio State like Justin Fields did. He didn't play at Clemson like Deshaun Watson and Trevor Lawrence did. He didn't play at Alabama like Tua Tagovailoa and Mac Jones did. The point is, when you go to those top-of-the-level programs, or Oklahoma has a bunch of NFL wide receivers and running backs, usually an elite offensive line. When you go to those stacked and elite programs, you have a distinct advantage over your opposition, especially if you're a quarterback. So the thing is, when you look at Jordan Love, he didn't have 5-star wide receivers at Utah State to throw to. He didn't have great running backs or the best players in the country. He was always at a distinctive disadvantage. So I think at times, Jordan Love tried to overcompromise. So it's going to be very interesting to see how he handles his situation in Green Bay, because if the Green Bay Packers bring back Davante Adams, he'll have one of the best wide receivers in the entire NFL to throw to. He'll have a pretty good offensive line, a pretty good running back in Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. So it's going to be interesting to see. Now, do I think Jordan Love will ever become an elite quarterback? He has some talent. There is some traits that you like, but I wouldn't quite go that far. There's always a possibility. If you're winning games and you're a pretty talented player, you have a chance to become elite, but I don't know if I'm going to go that far just because at most there's usually four, maybe five, tier one or elite quarterbacks in the NFL. But the bottom line is, I think Jordan Love has some talent. Do I think he's the next great quarterback? I might pause with that, but I think that Jordan Love has some skills, and I think that if you develop him properly, he can become a reliable, good, above average franchise quarterback. So that's how I feel about Jordan Love and his ceiling, especially for the Green Bay Packers, and potentially being an NFL quarterback going forward. Thank you so much for watching this video today. Please also note that the Juice Alert Sports Podcast is not just a YouTube channel. It is available on all podcasting platforms, including Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this content with all your friends. This podcast is my favorite thing in the entire world right now. It is my passion. And I want more people to listen to this podcast. I really want this podcast to grow. Also, a fun fact about me is that I want to go into the sports broadcasting and media world once I graduate from the University of Toledo, a college in Northern Ohio. I am looking to become one of the next great sports broadcasters and analysts out in the world. And I potentially would like to start my own network if this podcast really truly grows. Or if I fall short of that goal, I would love to work for a big time network like ESPN or Fox Sports 1. I am open to all networks. So if you believe in my dreams and you see or hear my passion through the screen, be sure to tell all your friends about the Juice Alert Sports Podcast. Stay motivated, you guys. Have a God bless day, and I'm out.